as the objective of this session. But Gargi, or if there's anybody else who has something else that they are expecting from this session, I will be happy to address. So if you can call it out, if there are any specific expectations from this session, I will include that in the discussion, the 1 hour discussion that we are going to have here onwards. Any specifics that you guys are expecting, or you're just open to whatever is discussed? Seems like everybody is okay with me. Okay, then let's go ahead. So quickly, challenge the challenges. What exactly do we define as challenges? That's what we will be discussing today. Why we need to challenge challenges, that is what we will be discussing today. And what are those small practices that we can do that can help us manage our challenges? I don't know if I'll be able to share my screen. Just 1 second. Yeah, let me share my screen. Can you, one of you, confirm if my screen is visible?
Yes, visible, ma'am.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, thank you so much. Great. So here we are on a Saturday evening, all of us taking out time to discuss on how to challenge the challenges. So without wasting much time, I'll move to the situation that we all are facing today. Especially after the pandemic, still we haven't been able to come to terms with the way things have changed for us with hybrid workplace and, increased expectations. At least I'm telling for myself, during the pandemic, I stayed a lot at home. I was always traveling earlier, and the life completely changed. Okay. And still, I'm still struggling to come back to that same level where I was. For example, I started involving too much in my home. Of course, I should be involving more in my child. I have a child in 9th standard. She's going to go into 10th standard next year. So I'm too much engrossed into, so everything is mixing and matching, right? With hybrid workplace, I think one more thing that has come around and which we are facing very, very deeply is that there's no specific time for study. There's no specific time for work. There's no specific time for food. Mostly, I think we are just having food while sitting in front of the laptop because the laptop is always open. Earlier, when we used to go to office every day, I don't know about you, but I'm talking about myself. There was a specific time when you reach office. There was a specific time when you leave office. And when you come back home, you just don't open the laptop. That has completely changed. Okay. So I would say a lot of discipline that was there earlier in our lives in terms of timelines, in terms of, getting up on time, leaving home in time, all that discipline has gone away. At least that's what I can talk about myself. And it took me some time to come back into that discipline, realize and get back that equilibrium in life, So this is how our lives are right now, completely intermingled. Everybody is expecting. So, for example, I expect that I should have my leisure time. I expect I should be studying. Of course, health professionals, they need to continuously study, continuously, upgrade themselves with new technologies, new techniques, new research that is coming up. Same way in the BFSI sector, or now that I do in Wipro, the workforce management, we need to continuously keep upgrading ourselves. For example, as we speak, I'm still doing that project management program, right? That's something that I target to complete. So learning or study, we want to take our time for that. Work, of course, is a very demanding thing for all of us. We need to give time to friends. I know friends we always keep on the back burner, which should not be the case, because the friends are those who are our best critics and our best supporters, but we don't give them time. At least that's I'm speaking for myself. So everything has got intermingled and nobody is satisfied. We are not satisfied with ourselves. People are not satisfied with us. So we keep getting those complaints that, okay, no, you're not giving time to anything. So I think we give a very simple term to this. We say it is work life balance, but I think it's much more than that. It's balancing and giving an equilibrium to our lives, right? This is how our lives have become. And this has led to a lot of stress for all of us. You know, stress has become the buzzword, and challenge, as we are trying to say, challenge has become the buzzword. In fact, in the professional world, when I talk to people, I hear that a lot. You know, when you ask them, okay, what are you looking for? They'll say, I'm looking for a challenge. You know, I'm looking for more challenge. There's no challenge in my life. Okay, we'll give you more challenge. And and somewhere we are trying to run away from challenges. You know, in work life, I think we still understand that taking on more challenges would lead to my own growth. Okay, that we all understand, that I should not come into my comfort zone. I should continue to take on new challenges. That's the only way I can grow. But in personal life, we don't want to take any challenges. Challenges is a complete no-no, right? This session is not about avoiding challenges. Okay, if the expectation is how can we avoid challenges, this is the wrong place. What we can discuss today is how to embrace challenges and why challenges are good. You know, nobody in this world can avoid challenges. Okay, even God cannot avoid challenges. Lord Rama could not avoid his challenges. He faced so many challenges in life. The only thing that matters is how we deal with those challenges. Okay, so we should never come with the mindset of, okay, how can I avoid my challenges? No, welcome challenges. In our world, okay, we say, हर तूफान तोहफा लेके आता है. कोई ना कोई तोहफा लेके आता है. I don't know how many of you understand Hindi. Every storm that comes, it brings a gift along with it. Nothing else, it will give you a gift of some experience that you can carry on in your life going forward, right? So let's try to break down stress today. Okay, we will come to this. Let's park this thing that how we need to embrace challenges. What exactly are challenges for us today? Okay, are they real? Are they unreal? So we are parking that for now. We will come to that topic. Okay, let me break stress down a little. Stress, okay, we are all stressed. Nobody says I'm not stressed. Children are stressed. Only people who are not stressed today, I think, are 2 year from birth to 2 year old toddlers. After that, the stress starts coming in, you know, and it keeps on increasing as we move along, and there's no end to it. Now why we are so stressed? So what could be the reasons for these stresses, or what we want to call challenges? The biggest is the financial concerns, the financial issues. You know, I have some expectations. I have a standard of living that I need to maintain. I need to sustain myself after retirement. I need to sustain my children. There's a certain milestone I have kept for myself. So these are financial milestones that we keep for ourselves. But many times, either we are not able to meet those milestones, or there is something or the other that happens which pulls us away from our milestones. And this is a very big stress in our lives today, especially after the COVID. You know, many people, they actually came to a standstill for 2 years. Many people lost their jobs. So this is one of the biggest stresses that all of us are collectively, it's a collective stress that I feel.
Shivani, just a
Yes.
minute. Just a minute. Are you moving the slides?
Not yet.
Oh, okay, okay, fine. Okay.
I'll try and move it. Let me know if it's moving.
Yes, yes, that is what I
Yeah.
thought. You are moving and we are not able to see anything.
No, I'm not moving the slides. No.
Okay, 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 fine, fine. It's okay.
I
Please
am
carry
just talking about this slide, why we are so
on.
stressed.
Okay, okay.
And this is just showing how stressed we are. Okay,
Fine,
intermingling of
fine.
everything.
Please carry on. So sorry.
No problem. No problem. Okay, so financial concerns. That's one of the biggest problems that we all are facing. Uh, Gargi, is it okay? English is okay, or we need to speak in Hindi?
English, Hindi, both. I think people are
English
there
is
who will.
okay.
Yeah, it's
English
okay.
is okay.
It's okay. It's
Okay,
okay.
good. That's nice. So, financial concerns. No, no guesses for the other reason for stress. That is probably relationships, personal relationships, professional relationships. I don't get along with my boss. My boss doesn't understand me. My wife doesn't understand me. My kids don't understand me. Relationship issues. Brothers fight. There's some court case my brother has done on me, or this or that. My parents don't understand me. Relationship issues. I expect something from the relationship. The other person is expecting something else from the relationship, and I need something out of that relationship which I'm not getting. And same way, I am not able to give what the other person wants. Relationship problems, they lead to a lot of stress. They lead to those kind of situations that you don't want to be with that person anymore. Stress. Then the third level, and it's a very important stress, is stress of children. पता नहीं ये क्या करेंगे, इसका क्या होगा, इसको कुछ समझ ही नहीं है, ये तो कुछ खाता ही नहीं है. My kids, I don't know what they will do. This has also become a stress these days. you know I might not be able to do good for my children. They are going to come up for studies now. How will I afford their studies? So all these things, we stress a lot about children. Not that we should not, but we should not stress, and that's what we will come to. So third reason why we have a lot of stress. The fourth reason, which I feel, is our work related stress. Especially some jobs are such which are stressful jobs. Okay. But believe me, I have not come across any person who has not said that his job is not stressful. Nobody till date has told me that my job is very easy. I think it's become a sign of success to say I have a very stressful job. I'm busy. I have very stressful job. My work is very difficult. This, that. I don't know. It's become what do I say? It's become a show of success now that I'm very busy and my job is very stressful. The fifth reason for stress, according to me, is health concerns, health issues. My own health issues, or the health issues of my near and dear ones, my parents, especially, and with these lifestyle diseases that have come up, stress related these diseases that have come up, it has only mounted my stress more. So, first, it's a vicious circle, mind you. First of all, I'm so stressed. All the cells in my body are crying out with stress, which is leading to diseases, new, never heard diseases, health issues, hormonal imbalances. I don't know what all. Women face a lot of thyroid issues. Men also have heart problems, all those things at young ages. So, health has also become a very stressful thing today, if you ask me, which is not earlier. So, fifth reason is health. Okay. And then sixth, I think there are certain level of uncontrollable factors that are there which happen around us, which lead to a lot of stress. For example, today I was going on the road and somebody just banged his car into mine. It has led to a lot of loss for me. Stress, uncontrollable stress. I can't control how the other person is going to drive. All I can control is my driving. I was driving okay, but still something happened to me. Uncontrollable factors. Okay. Or somebody stole money from my account. Okay. This has happened to me, by the way, 3 days back. Paytm balance got wiped off completely. Right. So, uncontrollable factors. What could I have done? Stress. This is a sixth and a very big reason for stress. Then the seventh one, I think, is, oh, I have too much to do. Too much to do. In 24 hours, I cannot manage. You know, sometimes people say कि अब मेरे पास तो मरने की भी फुर्सत नहीं है. Don't even talk to me. I don't have time. Too much to do. That is all stress. Okay. This is again uncontrollable stress. And the eighth reason of this challenge, you can call it challenge or stress. These are all challenges that I'm calling out. Okay. Financial challenges, relationship challenges, challenges with children, challenges with work. Sometimes health comes as a challenge. Uncontrollable day-to-day factors will come up to you as a challenge. The challenge of doing more than we can in the given time that we have, 24 hours. And the eighth reason is I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I should be somewhere else. I had set a milestone for myself. I should have been a general manager by today, but no, I'm nowhere near a general manager. I'm stressed. Let me look for jobs. Let me go out and search. And the ninth reason of stress is others are ahead of me. I have seen a husband getting stressed because his wife was going to get more salary than him. I told him, घर के अंदर ही तो आ रहा है ना पैसा. He said, no, I should be the bread earner. I cannot depend on her. Why? Because she's going to earn more than me. Is that really a challenge? I am not where I'm supposed to be. So now question to you all. These are 8 things that we have listed down which can lead to stress. Financial, relationships, children, work, health. I am not where I am supposed to be. Some uncontrollable things that happen. And there's too much on my plate to do. Can we think of any other reasons which can lead to our stress? Anything that you all can think of which can probably lead to more stress?
You have almost covered all the points.
Yeah. So if anybody has anything, please call it out. These are something that I could think of based on my discussions. But if anybody thinks there's any other kind of stress also that's bothering them, we can take that up as well and discuss. Okay. I think we are all good with these 8 types of stresses. Okay. And everybody might be facing out of these 8 one particular stress in specific on a daily basis, right? Work related stress or health related stress or children related stress, personal relationships, professional relationships, toxic relationships. There's a new term, toxic relationship, that has come in. Narcissistic relationships. So new terminologies are coming as psychology is increasing. And of course, financial issues. Now my question is any of these 8 things is something that we can actually control? Can we go
Health.
to health? Yeah, we can prevent. Yes. See, all of these things we can prevent, but if it comes, we cannot control. For example, I'll give you an example. Okay. My own mother died of cancer. Okay. She was very active. She used to do yoga. In fact, she was a yoga instructor for all the aunties in her colony. Okay. And at the age of, I think, 56, she had cancer. In a span of 20 days, she passed away. Right? Now, you cannot control that. You really cannot control that. Because these days, there's no reason for any specific health issues. Yes, you should prevent it. And these all 8 stress-related reasons should be prevented. Right? Prevention is better than control. For example, health issues can be prevented. Work-related issues can be or should be prevented. Relationship issues can be prevented by our reactions, by being more sensitive to others, right? Beforehand, before it goes out of hands. Financial issues
Control.
can be controlled. Not when they come up, they cannot be controlled. For example, if your child is due for his higher education and you don't have the money, you cannot do anything. You cannot do anything. You cannot control it, but you can prevent. You can save ahead. But if you've not been able to, you cannot do anything about it. And today we are going to talk about the challenges which, despite of prevention, have occurred to us. Let's talk of the worst. Okay, let's talk of the worst. Let me give you an example, suppose, and I'll give you an example of a very real challenge that I have faced 3-4 days back. Final exams are going on. Everybody, all the children are going through final exams. My daughter hates SST. Okay, she's a very good in science. She's very good in maths. She wants to be an engineer, but SST is completely missed out. She hates it. Economics, civics, and geography. She says, I don't understand it. Okay. Now she had 20 chapters coming in her exam. Tomorrow is the exam. Today at 10 o'clock, she comes back and tells me 5 of my chapters are untouched. I'm not giving tomorrow's exam. Okay. This is after our prevention, after giving her a structure that, okay, let's try and finish it. The child was not able to do it. Right. She was not comfortable with her preparation. She was not okay with her preparation. She just came back and said to me, I'm not going to give tomorrow's exam. Do whatever you want. Now, how should I react to this? Any suggestions for me? Guidance?
Actually, I think this has happened in my situation also. So the only thing that I could do that time is and it worked. I just tried and it worked, was that I just acted. I said that yes, I understand it's a very big problem, this, that, but whatever it is, if you don't sit in the exam, how would you know whether you'll pass or fail or what would happen? So it took long hours of discussion, not study, to convince to give the paper. But thankfully, thanks to God, it worked out.
Good.
Yeah.
No, that's a good
And
idea.
actually, she scored
Counsel the kid.
more than 80 in that.
Yeah, no, actually, this has happened with me also. Okay, when I was giving my 11th exams, I took accounts and economics. And economics, I actually gave the paper, and I realized after giving the board paper, 12th ki baat hai ye, that I had missed out 2 5 marks questions. Okay,
Yeah.
so I actually gave it out of 90 instead of 100,
Yeah.
and I was expecting 95. Okay, it was economics that pulled me down in my boards exam. I got 87 out of 90.
90.
Right? But when I came back and realized this, I said, I am not going to give my boards exam anymore. I'll skip this year. I want to score in economics, So my teacher had to, my mom called my teacher. She had to counsel me. So these things happen. These are real problems.
Yeah, these are real problems.
These are real problems. Okay. But I'll tell you what I did. I said कि तो जो भी हो गया एग्जाम तो देना ही पड़ेगा, ऑप्शन नहीं है.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. You can counsel her to give the exam 15 chapters. She covered the syllabus, and the examiner always give the paper. You can achieve at least 60 marks on an average paper. Highly ordered questions are only 40%. So in this case, you can counsel her कि after preparing 15 chapters, you can give easily an exam, and you want to be engineer. So after 10, you leave the subject SST. So just up to 10th
But I'll
class.
be very honest. I don't know about your kids. My kid is completely closed to any discussion at that time. No kid will listen to any counseling at this time. It's a panic attack.
Yes,
it's a panic attack. Yeah, they become
Okay.
breathless and all.
They become
listen.
closed. Okay. So only thing I could give to her at that time was a strict instruction कि exam तो देना ही है. कोई option नहीं है. You don't have an option. Deal with it. And let me tell you, kids know how to deal with it.
How can child say कि yes, it is the last decision कि go and give the exam. And 9th class में कभी ऐसा नहीं होता कि बच्चे SST वगैरह में फेल किया तो बहुत ऐसे कोई child हो जिसने touch ही ना किया हो कोई chapter that
नहीं,
is
I just told her you have to give the exam. Whatever is the result, we'll deal with it later.
हाँ, after the result we will discuss.
हाँ, वो बात अभी तो बात है एग्जाम देने की. आप एग्जाम दे के आओ. नहीं देना. I had to say, you have to give the exam. सवाल ही नहीं उठता. This is a non-negotiable thing, right? Deal with it. But there was one thing that came in my mind after I dealt with that situation, and that was how I internally dealt with it. Okay, how calm was I when I was dealing with that problem? Was I also involved in that panic attack? Was I making it more bigger for her, or was I trying to be calm and give my energy to her to be able to get calmer? Because जब panic attack होता है या कोई भी ऐसी चीज होती है, when you are in the middle of a storm, when you are in the middle of a challenge, no amount of counseling will work. No amount of discussion will work. The only thing that will work, and you will observe this, the only thing that will work is, how am I dealing with it? How am I as a parent dealing with it? Not how my child is dealing with it. How me as a parent I'm dealing with it. It's
Correct.
only dependent on me and no one else. That's what I have realized in life. Whatever challenges come, and ये तो एक example है, right? There can be many more examples, work-related examples. Okay, I have gone through work-related issues also. I have been laid off. It's very common in our area. You just laid off because there's no work for you. How I deal with it, okay, is how it matters. A challenge is a challenge if I make it as a challenge. Otherwise, it is always an opportunity. That is what I have realized in this life. A challenge is never a challenge till the time we want to make it a challenge. We want to make it big. And two things that I have differentiated is controllable and uncontrollable. Whenever a challenge comes in, divide it into two parts: controllable part and uncontrollable part. Right? We are discussing of challenges now. Whatever is uncontrollable, for example, sickness, death, accidents, it should not happen to anyone, but this happens. Okay. Robberies, different things, they happen. How am I dealing with it? Are they controllable? No, they are not controllable. What is controllable is how quickly I accept the situation and I deal with that situation. And believe me, there are only two choices we have when we are faced with a challenge. Only two choices. One is to accept and solve it with a smile. The other is to deny and crib. There is no other solution to any challenge, or there's no other reaction to a choice that I have. I only have these two choices. Unfortunately, most of the choices we make are to deny a problem, not accept it, and crib or blame. And cribbing में सब कुछ आ जाता है, blaming. So when a person is blaming someone, right, what is that person doing? Suppose something has happened. For example, chalo, let me take an example. Somebody stole something from my wallet. Okay, 75,000 rupees went, and this is a real problem. It happened with me 2 days back. So I can blame many things, right? I can blame my husband. Why you kept so much money in the wallet? I can blame myself. I'm such a foolish person. Why I'm keeping so much money? Why didn't I change my password? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? But this has already happened. All this should have been done earlier. Now the problem has happened. When we blame, we are basically not accepting the challenge. When the challenge has occurred, there is no point cribbing and denying it. It is there. It is very real. Okay. Better is to take the choice of dealing with it, in a calm and composed manner, smile and handle. You will be better off rather than denying and cribbing. Now, a question to you all. How many of you are able to stay calm, composed, deal with the challenge as soon as it comes? Anyone?
Not always.
It depends on what kind of challenge is there, how much close it is to my heart.
Yeah. Emotion gets, the more emotionally you are correct. Yeah.
Any other suggestions? And
And
any other
emotion.
choices that we can have, probably? One choice is denying and cribbing or blaming. The other choice is accepting and dealing in a calm, composed manner. Any other choice anybody wants to suggest that we can explore?
Sharing the problem with somebody so that they can help with the solution, because not always you have the solution.
Yes. See, there are two ways of sharing the problem also. Okay. One way is crying and sharing. मेरे साथ ये क्या हो गया देखो, you know, मैं तो सबके लिए अच्छा सोचता हूँ, ये क्या हो गया, मेरे साथ ही ऐसा क्यों हुआ, भगवान हमारे पीछे क्यों पड़ा है, you know, that is also sharing, but that is not for solution. At that time, if somebody will give you a solution, you won't listen to them. You'll say, तुम्हें समझ नहीं आ रही मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, मुझे solution नहीं चाहिए, मेरी बात सुनो. Cry with me. The logical sharing will happen only when you yourself have dealt with that problem. The first step in dealing with the challenge is accepting it. ये हो गया है, जो मैंने नहीं किया, जो किसी और ने नहीं किया, अभी कुछ बोलने का फायदा नहीं है. There's no point. It's happened. It's in front of me. I have to deal with it. Accept. Acceptance. It's a very, very big virtue. The earlier you accept a problem, the better you're able to deal with it. Because your mind will start working on the solution mode rather than the denial mode.
Blaming others will always raise cribbing. So acceptance is must.
Acceptance is must. We get into denial. Many times you would have seen, professionals getting into denial. Somebody has got a promotion in place of you, you'll say, my boss is partial. That's denial. That's a typical way of denying a problem, right? Internalize, either we will deny or we will internalize. Internalize करेंगे तो depression होगा. I am of no use. This is not a place for me. I will never be able to succeed. People younger than me are getting promoted. Right? Yeah. This is a real challenge. It's a real challenge. And this is denial. There are two ways of denying a problem. One is internalizing it, blaming yourself. That also people do. I read that book, Painful People and Painful People. I don't know how many of you have read that book. It talks about how people deal with pain. Either they become painful, right? Internally, they take a lot of pain inside when they are dealing with challenges, or they become painful outwards. They become toxic. Nobody wants to come to them if they are going through a challenge. There are people like this, अगर उनके साथ कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा, they will make sure that others are also going through the pain that they are. And there are some, when they have a problem, they will just go into their shell. अभी मुझसे बात मत करो, मेरा मन नहीं है, please leave me alone. That is going into your shell. Silent treatment शुरू हो जाती है. Because I am dealing with a challenge. I'm not dealing with it. I'm denying it. When you are dealing with the challenge, don't say I'm dealing with it. Say I'm denying it. I'm denying this problem. अभी मुझे तंग मत करो, आई एम ट्राइंग टू ब्लेम माई सेल्फ. Okay, I am in the cribbing mode. If you're actually dealing with the problem, you will talk to some people, understand what can be done in this situation. I'll give you a very big example. This should not happen to anyone, but suppose you get to know that somebody very near and dear is having a life threatening disease. How do you deal with it? Very near and dear one. How should you deal with it? What will be the first reaction?
I had my Masi who was actually bedridden after going paralysis. And bedridden means it was severe bedridden actually. She was she was able to sit. And whenever I used to go and meet her, I've seen her suffering. She was not married. So because I'm a healer, whenever I used to go, I used to tell her, chant this mantra. She used to chant. And always, whenever she used to see me, she used to ask me, Gargi, when I will be able to walk. And the way she used to ask me, like she was desperately waiting to. I said, stop thinking about that. Accept that you're not able to walk. You are chanting. That is the best thing. And you're chanting with wholeheartedly. So keep doing the chant. Maybe by sitting only, you will do something. But if you just chase like this, heal me, I want to walk, heal me, then I can't do anything. So you need to first accept that you're not able to walk. But I couldn't do so. And the bedridden means like bed sore happened, holes came in her body. She suffered a lot. And I said that if you don't do, you will suffer a lot. At the end, it will be a more pathetic for you. And it was actually, she couldn't accept that I was not able to walk. She never could accept.
Yeah.
And it went
So
worse.
we internalize. I'm sure she also internalized it. And then the stress became so big that it started showing on the body. That is why they say, many times they say that after a certain point, it's only the willpower that helps you.
True.
कहते हैं ना, अब तो या तो दुआएं बचाएंगी इनको या भगवान. दुआएं कैसे बचाती है किसी को? I mean, have we ever thought? And I'll tell you the power of blessings. It's a huge underrated power. Now, this also I will come to. But first point was acceptance, right? So the first thing that we should do whenever faced with a problem is to identify if it is in control or out of control. In control, जो करना है कर दो. उसके बाद leave it. It'll take its own toll. Don't get obsessed with it. What you are telling Gargi is obsession on getting back into shape. Maybe that will never happen. Accept it and move on. Make the best of what you have, and what is not there was never yours. Simple. Right? Second thing is expectations. We have a set of belief system. We have everybody, all of us are programmed in a certain way. There is a software in us which has been programmed. So there are two ways that software is programmed. One, we have our own personalities, okay, how we deal with problems. We have our own personalities. We come with those personalities. We are born with those personalities. At a soul level, that personality exists. The other is what we have been told repeatedly after we are born. That's another programming that is done. And that's where cultural differences come in. Cultural differences is nothing. It's a different programming. Right? जैसे हम लोग पढ़ाई को लेके कितना obsessed रहता है. That's a programming that is there in our in children. For example, a son is not marrying, okay? A son is of marriageable age and the mother wants him to get married, okay? And son one day he's tired, sick and tired of his mother's follow-ups, and he says, why are you after my life to get married? Why should I get married? The mother says, you get married because there will be a nice a partner that you will get who will complete you and who will help you cook, who will cook for you, who will do the dishes. See how your life will be so good. You can eat new dishes every day. So mother is programming the son. She's setting some expectations in his mind, what he can expect out of marriage. Suddenly he starts thinking, wow, marriage is a very nice thing. I'll have to do nothing and I'll get food on the table. And this person will give me a lot of love and affection. She'll be my partner. She'll give me food whenever I want. She will wash my clothes, do the dishes because my mom says so. And on the other hand, there is a girl also who's not willing to get married. So she asks her mom, why should I get married? And her mama tells her, you should get married because you'll get a partner who will complete you. And he'll get the bread on the table. He'll go and work for you and he'll get bread on the table. He'll give you so much love. He'll buy stuff for you, which probably you've always wanted. So her expectation setting is like that. Now imagine these two people coming with these expectation setting and getting into a marriage lock. What
Too
will
much of
happen?
expectation. Too much of expectation from each other.
Yeah,
Which
and wrong expectations.
wrong expectation, which would never get fulfilled, obviously.
Exactly. So this is programming and wrong programming that is done. Similarly, the mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws problem that is there, right? The mother-in-laws are programmed that the daughter-in-law will give you, will do seva. That is how they are programmed, okay? And the daughter-in-laws these days are programmed that your mother-in-law will be your mother. She'll act as your mother. So there's a complete difference of expectation. She is expecting what my mother used to do for me, my mother-in-law will do now. And the mother-in-law expects that, okay, what I have done for my family, now somebody should do for me. Right? Now it's my time to relax and sit back and put my feet up and, relax. Again, a wrong expectation setting. So our programming is wrong. Our belief systems are wrong. So the first thing is acceptance of the problem, and second is not having any expectations. Relationship issues always happen because of expectations. I have an expectation from my boss that he will always look good in me, see good in me. He will never question me if by mistake, unintentionally I do something wrong. And that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. People will call out wherever they see mistakes. Those might be intentional or unintentional. They might be perceived, but that is how people are. That's how people are. People are wired. Okay. I am a unique person myself, and the other person is also unique. I cannot expect him to react in the way I would have reacted to this problem. It's a very simple thing. But we make it so big. We make it so big and we keep denying it and we keep blaming the other person, especially in relationship issues. Just think about it. Can we have zero expectation from a relationship?
Not possible.
Think about it.
At least for general people, it's difficult.
Yeah. But can we try and have zero expectation?
I do that.
We must target to have less and less expectation. And I'm telling you, the least expectations you have, your life will be very easy and simple. Because when people will do something for you which you're not expecting, you will feel happy. But if people will do less than what you were expecting, you will never be happy. So it's in my own favor not to expect from my children, from my boss, from my colleague. He will support me. From my husband, from my spouse, actually, yeah. Don't expect. It's okay. They will behave in certain ways. I always follow this mantra. It's written on my desk. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
This is what my mom used to tell me, and I follow this seriously.
Yeah.
Hope for the best, get ready for the worst.
Yeah. Be ready for the worst. Hope for the best. What we do is we hope for the worst and we prepare only for the best. Why I'm saying we hope for the worst is because we keep thinking there is a fear and anxiety in all of us. Kal kya hoga? Ye na ho jaye. Ye na ho jaye. Aisa na ho jaye. So what are we doing? And believe me, whenever we are thinking of something, every thought is also an energy. Every word is an energy. Every thought is an energy which we are giving out in the environment. And when we keep saying, you might have anybody who's read the book Secret, the law of attraction. Whatever we think, whatever we vision,
We
it
send it to the
happens.
universe.
Yes, we send it to you, the universe, and universe gives it back to you. That's why they say, na, your destiny is in your own hands, right? You create your own destiny.
You are the creator of your own destiny.
Exactly.
So, ma'am, just a counterpoint to that.
Yes.
If you do not expect anything from the universe will not give you anything, right?
Yeah,
But
that's why hope for the best.
Yeah, but expectation is the root of progression, right? I mean, you
See, there
expect
is a
something, you work towards
difference.
it.
I completely agree with you. But there is a difference in expectation and there is a difference in hoping, vision. When I start expecting, then I'm putting a tag on others and on situations around me, even on God, even on God. But when I'm hoping, then I'm taking things in my hand. Expectations is always from others. Hope is always from within. Always remember that. These are two different terms, expectation and hope. Expectation means my child will behave in this manner. I've already created a picture, my child will behave. It might or it might not happen, right? But if I'll create that vision, it'll eventually happen. Sorry, Mr. Rajesh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I'm interrupting, but I was trying to do a counterpoint, and sorry if it is very intrusive.
No, please
So
go ahead. You're welcome.
Yeah, so the expectation and kind of trying to tie it with relationships. The expectation need not be from an individual; it has to be from the relationship. So let me elaborate a bit.
Yeah.
Let's say a child and a mother, or a husband and a wife.
Yeah.
Expecting something from the husband or expecting something from the wife is an expectation. But working together, for example, we want to go together on a movie. The expectation is that on Friday evening or Saturday evening, 9 o'clock, we'll all be ready to go for a movie. The expectation is that the other person will be available at that time. Working on the relationship ahead of the time and saying, okay, 9 o'clock, can we do this? Oh, not Friday, can we do Saturday? Can we do next Saturday? That's also a way of working on the relationship rather than working on the expectation as such, right?
Yeah, completely agree. Right. I agree.
You're
But
expecting
never put
90% from a
tags.
kid.
Yeah.
Correct. You're expecting 90% from a kid without knowing your kid is an expectation. You understanding the kid and knowing that, okay, I think he's good, he'll probably get to 80%. If I put in a little bit of more effort, he may probably hit 85 or 90. So
Yeah.
the working on a relationship helps, the expectation on an individual never helps.
Exactly. I completely agree with you. See, because everybody is wired in a different way. So, expecting from a relationship, I think it should be more on expecting from yourself what you can do best in the relationship. For example, you gave an example of the child getting, so what can I do best for him or her to get out his more his potential? What can I give to this relationship? The question should always be, what can I do for this relationship? It should not be what has he done for in this relationship.
Exactly. If you detach the individual and focus on the
Exactly.
relationship, I think things work out. If
Yeah,
you
that
look
was
at
my
an
next point
individual,
actually.
yeah,
Attachment.
Detachment.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
detachment.
I mean, a
Detachment,
relationship is all about attachment, right? That's what you were discussing earlier. But
obviously,
then,
detachment comes when you stop expecting, when you do unconditionally. When you put the
unconditionally.
conditions, when you
No, I'm saying a totally different point. I mean, I get your point also, but what I'm trying to say is that your your expectations always turn to be from an individual. They cannot be from an individual because
Yes.
individuals are wired differently. Your
yes,
expectation should be from a relationship, and a relationship that is between two individuals, where both the individuals understand each other and they arrive at a common ground. And
But
that
I'll
is an
tell
expectation
you,
from the relationship.
that'll also not happen. That'll also not happen. Even if you expect from relationships, you will get hurt sometimes because you have
I
given a
agree.
tag to the relationship.
I agree, but that's what relationships are. You expect, you build a rapport, and then you understand each other, and the relationship matures. If you
Yeah.
only focus on the individual, you end on finding issues with the individual rather than fixing that issue, which is part of a relationship as such.
Yeah.
So I'm
So
probably
that
not
is
able
what
to
is
express
what
myself.
Gargi is saying, that unconditionally focus on the relationship unconditionally. That unconditional word is very important because when it becomes conditional, if you do this, then I will do this for you. That is an expectation attached to it, to the individual, right? Relationship. I'll give you an example. There was a lady I also do coaching. So a lady came to me without taking names, I'll tell you. Her husband was a little toxic, okay? And it's a very heavy word. But he'll make promises and he'll never keep them. Okay, we will go tomorrow, right? She will be ready. Oh, when did I say tomorrow? I said next day. No, 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 you're wrong. And he'll not accept the mistakes, right? So if she puts a expectation out of the relationship, now what can she do in this case? What suggestion can we give to her in this case? Because every time and again, she has put expectations on the relationship and worked on the relationship, but it's not getting reciprocated. And
So
this is again a real problem.
I honestly don't know because it's very difficult to put yourself in somebody
That
else's
situation.
shoes. Yeah, and especially with a 1 minute narration, right? I mean,
Yeah,
a relationship doesn't build overnight. A relationship doesn't build over a day or a month. It takes
exactly.
time. It takes effort. It takes a huge understanding of the individual, and that's the difference between a relationship and an individual. I mean, expectation from a relationship. The example you gave: if you do this, I do that. That's an expectation from the individual. Let us do this together. What can you do? What can I do? That's a relationship.
Yeah.
That's where I'm differentiating between an individual and a
Yeah. So
relationship.
how can I contribute in
Exactly.
this relationship? Right? Can I give you the understanding that you need? Probably. This could be a case of lack of understanding of the problem,
Exactly.
right? So what can I do? Again, the expectation should, or the expectation should be from yourself. And again, the word unconditional comes in the way. Not to get attached to anything. When we get attached to things, I get attached to material things. If I get attached to my position today, okay, who am I? See, my name is this, and I'm a general manager in Wipro, right? Tomorrow, if I'm laid off, what will I do?
Well, I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So, so are you saying that, I mean, just for sake of this example, I'm asking this, like, so should she not be expecting or getting ready for the movie, even if it is discussed and promised, and she should be okay if the person not comes?
No, she should not be okay. Of course, she should call out her concerns
Hmm.
and set some expectations. Sometimes expectation setting is very important. Not expecting, but expectation setting is very important. That, see, from tomorrow onwards, if you are not going to be available, you need to tell me beforehand. But that logical expectation setting can only happen when you yourself have detached yourself from the situation. If you will continue to be attached, when you're talking logical, you'll start crying because your emotions will overflow.
Okay.
Because you'll get into that reactive mode. That should not happen. Then your husband will think, oh God, she's again crying, again that crying, and the crocodile tears have started. That's how people think. So we have to try and be in a very logical mindset. It's very difficult. It takes years of practice. I'm telling you, it will not happen. But it takes years of practice and it takes years of self control, solitude, meditation, knowing yourself, knowing what is negotiable and what is non negotiable for you, continuously working on your own self. Today, that lady is in a situation where she's created a group of friends with whom she goes for movies because her husband cannot give that to her. But he's a very good guy, let me tell you. It's just that he cannot give that to her, what she needs. So instead of focusing on that individual, what she needs from a relationship, probably she has a group of girlfriends. All of them go together and have fun. There are other ways to deal with this, okay? But the only choice we have at that time is to not let emotions take control. Emotionally resilient and intelligent people are needed to deal with such problems.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is actually it will first take a knowing of the self, that what is it I want.
Yes.
What is it I want? Like if I want to go to a movie, there are hundreds of ways of going about it.
Exactly.
So okay, that makes sense.
And also knowing the other person completely.
Knowing the other person, that will
Unconditionally,
always...
without letting emotions overpower, because when you will think of the other person from an emotional and your own perspective, you will start tagging him.
Basically maybe empathy will be needed to maybe his schedule is such that it is not in his hands also.
Or not even schedule, he is just not a movie person.
Yeah, it could be. That's also
as simple as that. He
it
doesn't
could be,
want to
yeah.
watch movies.
Yeah. Okay.
It is a very simple thing.
Okay.
Sometimes we
So
overcomplicate problems.
So I think that objectivity loses when we get wrapped into the
Exactly.
emotion of the...
Exactly. Because we are in an emotional roller coaster.
Makes
And
sense.
we are thinking of the worst at that time. My husband doesn't love me. We have decided. Because he doesn't want to go for a movie.
Makes sense. Okay.
So it's very simple when you look at it, but when you are stuck in that emotional roller coaster, it becomes
And that also
difficult.
time and again when it is
Or
happening,
looking at the positive sides of a person.
Yes. And yes, this is a very good point that you brought up. Whenever you are stuck in a situation where somebody has intentionally, unintentionally done something wrong, start thinking of things that they have done for you. Many times my complete state of mind has changed when I have done this. हमारे ब्रह्मा कुमारीज में it is said that दूसरों की विशेषताओं को देखो, एक हंस बनो, become that I'm forgetting what is become the Hans which only takes moti.
Swan.
Doesn't the swan? Yes, the swan. Sorry for that. Yeah. So don't look at other things. There will be a lot of things that will be around you. You become that person who has the power of judgment to judge and pick up only the good things. Right? So if I use this technique with her. I told her, okay, is your husband useless? Has he never done anything good for you? No, he thinks of me, he does this, he does that. And suddenly her state of mind. So I didn't give her any ideas. I just asked questions and her state of mind changed. No, he's a very good person. She ended up finding the solution on her own. Because solution was inside. She was just not looking. Because she wanted to look at the problem that was giving her some kind of comfort or some kind of need that was being satisfied by looking at the problem. She needed that emotion of crying at that time because she wanted to cry. So nobody could give logic. But then when you sit and you ask those kind of questions, automatically she started seeing that logic. He's not a bad person. He's an amazing human being. He does so much for his kids. He does so much for him. He doesn't do anything for himself. He keeps thinking of the family. I said, then what do you want? What else can he do? Then she
Every
realized.
person has a plus and the minus points. We live
Exactly.
with the plus points. Otherwise, we won't be able to live if we keep on seeing the negative points. It will
Exactly.
be a disaster. That again, we are taking that relation to the toxic level.
Exactly. You might become a toxic person for the other person.
Yes, my expectation may bring him to that toxic position.
Yeah. He might start looking at you as a nagging person all the time.
Yes, true. And this is
See,
how the
husbands
relationship
also
starts
want the
spoiling.
wives to be support system and not nag all the time, right? Because it's difficult to deal, and especially I've seen men, they need their wives to be their support system, which wives also want and need, but men need more. Sometimes they need to look at the wives as the mother because they miss their mothers a lot. That is also one thing that I have observed in men. So there are different dimensions to a relationship. It's like peeling off the layers of an onion. Okay, it's not this or that. It's never like that. That's why, the more time you spend with each other, the more you start understanding, and by the time you grow old, there's an understanding. You start looking like each other also.
That's true. Yes, I've seen even husband wife, they get that same like looks.
Complexion and
Yes,
everything they
they
start
look
looking
like
like each other.
yeah,
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 that's because of this immense understanding that comes in, the immense
yeah.
companionship that comes in, understanding of each other, right? But it takes a lot of effort. So relationship issues are completely that can be dealt with. Okay, so yeah, the three things: expectations should not be there, attachment should not be there, and acceptance should always be there. If these three things are there, we can easily manage any problem whatsoever. But there's one more thing that I would want to call out, just 2 more minutes. We will not be able to, just by listening to this gyan, I'll not be able to manage this. Okay, I need to sit with myself, understand myself. I need to generate that power from within. Okay, and it comes only by solitude. It comes only through some kind of meditation, through music, through meditation, connecting with your own inner self, detaching from the environment and just being connected with you. It's like a cell phone which is running on very, very low battery. Okay, so every time it will keep getting warm, hot, you'll charge it and again remove it, charge it and again remove it, and you'll use it excessively, it'll become hot. And every time that's because you're hot, so everywhere you are spreading the everything warm, right? And people don't want to come near you. But when you're meditating, you're actually charging yourself, charging your battery, becoming more and more composed, calm, controlled, right? And your aura will start to change. It's like you're charging your mobile and now you can use it quickly. And you will observe that your thoughts, unnecessary thoughts that you get, they'll start getting out of the system. Because it's not just our bodies that need to detox, our minds also need to detox. There's a lot of wrong programming that has been done, lot of it. It needs a software reset, right? And the software reset will not happen just by having a 1 hour talk and then going back into the world. No, you have to continuously follow a discipline of resetting your software. There are a lot of hackers around. We are living in a world of people who want to hack my mind and program it according to them. I need to keep taking the control back. It takes a disciplined effort. That's how I look at it. I've not charged my battery today. That's why I'm irritable. Okay. So these 4 or 5 things, if you do, you can deal with any problem whatsoever. No challenge will remain a challenge. This is how you will feel. Not having anything, but still having the joy. Right? So try doing that. And let's try some small exercise, if you may. If you're okay, we can try a small exercise and work on that. I also wanted to talk about the blessing part. I missed that. I had parked it. When we give blessings to others, or when we do things where people give blessings to us, those are the only things that help us when we are in a challenging situation. जिसको कहा जाता है कि दुआएं काम करेंगे, अभी तो बस इनको दुआओं की जरूरत है. Right? So don't hurt anyone. Don't intentionally do any wrong. Hurting means scolding also can sometimes hurt. Bad words, wrong words, not just foul language, hurtful language. Right? To whosoever. If you will be nice to the environment, it will come to help you as an angel when you need that help. And this is again a very real situation. Very, very real. It's not hypothetical or philosophical. No, it's scientific. Okay. So let's try a small exercise. I don't have music today, but we'll just try and center ourselves. Okay. So whatever you guys are doing, just stop doing that and focus inside. Just try and silence your mind from all that is happening outside. Nothing will go wrong if you take a minute for yourself. Go inside and connect with yourself, which is the energy which runs this body. Visualize yourself as a star, a point of light, a point of energy, sitting in the middle of your forehead, in the driver's seat, and running this body. You are different from the body. You are an energy which drives this body. Promise yourself to only do good deeds and only think good in yourself and others. And also promise yourself to come back and connect every day. Look at the brighter side of life. And you will move into the light. Now slowly you can open your eyes. And maybe we can share some feedback if anybody wants, and any thoughts after the session. I did not have a Q&A, but we don't have time also. But I'll be happy to hear from you later on in case you want to reach out to me.
There's a message for you. Thank you, Shivani ji. It was a great learning experience. God bless.
Thank you, Rajesh ji.
Thank you. And sorry if my thought process was tangential. I just wanted to kind of share my thoughts.
No, it's always good.
Yeah, there's
It's
nothing to
always
say
good.
sorry.
Yeah, because it brings out new perspectives to the speaker and to others also in this call. So thanks for that. Okay.
Thank you, Venkatesh ji. Anyone else?
I think we are good then. Thanks, Gargi, for the invitation.
Thank you so much to you to come and join and share your those precious words. Seriously, we have learned a lot, and I hope everyone has a good takeaway today. And we will obviously we'll call you again. We want you again with
Yeah,
another
I'll be happy to
topic.
come.
Yes,
Sure.
yes.
Take care. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful
Bye.
weekend. Have a wonderful evening. Bye. Take care, Shivani ji. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.